Hi everyone. Today I want to talk about my favorite game, right? One, two, three. Yeah, first, second, third. My favorite game, right? The game that I liked the most when I was a kid, right? When I was little. So first I was a baby. Yeah. And then I was a toddler, right? A toddler that crawls on the ground. And then I was a little kid. Now I am not a little kid. I am an adult. But when I was a kid, one of my favorite games, maybe my favorite game, right? Number one was Candyland. Yep. Yeah. I loved Candyland. And actually, today, I still love Candyland. I think it's a really fun game. But Candyland is a game of chance, a game of luck, right? Not really a game of skill where you can, think and make strategic moves and plan things out, right? Like chess. Chess is a very strategic game, a skill game where you can think and plan how you're going to move your pieces, right? But Candyland, there's a little bit of skill, but mostly it's luck, right? Luck. Yeah. Oh, please. So, first, let me talk a little bit about the history of Candyland because Candyland is a very old game, right? So, I was born in 1985, right? I was a baby. I was born. My mom had me in 1985. But Candyland didn't come out, it didn't start. Its first year wasn't 1985, it was before then. Yeah. There are many versions of Candyland. Let me show you. So, here are all the versions of Candyland. Yeah, there are many, right? There's Candyland from 1945 or not 1945, 1949, 1955, right? So 1949 was the first Candyland. So Candyland came out in 1949. 1949. The version, the type of Candyland, the Candyland that I grew up with was from 1984. 1984, right here. So this is the Candyland that I know from being a kid. Yeah. So that's that one right there. That's my Candyland, the Candyland that I played when I was a kid. But it's not the first one. It wasn't the first one. The first one was in 1949, right? 1949. Let's look at it. Okay, so 1949, here's the box, right? The box that the game comes in, and there's a little gingerbread man right there, and he's saying, "Come in the house." Yeah? And there are three kids and a little dog, right? And they're like, why is there a gingerbread man saying, come in the house? Yeah, the gingerbread man is like a man that's a cookie. So let's look at the board. Okay, so here is the board with the box, and this is what the game board looked like. So you have two kids here. You have a boy and a girl, or it looks like maybe where's my finger? A boy and a girl, yeah. And then they walk, and there's candy hearts that say, "Oh, I love you," and candy canes. And yeah, this is the original game board, the very first game board in 1949. I never played this one, no. Okay, and then we have 1955. So the box looks very similar, almost the same. Yeah. Yeah, the game board looks a little bit different, almost the same. Right? It almost looks the same as 1949, but not quite the same. Okay, so that was 1949, 1955, 1962. Oh yeah, this box is quite different, right? Now there are only two children, two kids. what looks like a little girl and a little boy, and then the gingerbread man is there, but he's not saying come in the house. He's saying whoa, like yay, I don't know, or welcome, something. And here's the game board, which looks almost exactly the same. It might be exactly the same, I'm not sure, but it looks right? It looks very similar, very much the same. Okay, 1967. Oh, that's quite different, right? We've got very different box. And the game board looks, right? It looks not the same. It looks different. But there are still two children. It looks like a boy and a girl. But now there's this little bird here, this blue bird, right? Oh wow, 1978 is really different. Now they have photos, right? Pictures of live children, of real kids on here. And on the game board too, they have photos or pictures. I think those are pictures. Maybe it's just really good painting. I'm not sure. But the kids look much more like real live kids. And the game board is a little different. Okay, so the next one is 1984, and this is the Candyland. This is the Candyland that I grew up with. Yeah. So naturally, it's my favorite. Yeah, my number one favorite. So here is the game board that you saw earlier, and they went back to having drawn children, right, instead of a photo like picture. And now there are two birds. There's a blue bird and a pink bird. And the places where you go have changed. Yeah, they're different. Now there's this plum tree, and the forest is the same. This peppermint candy cane, right? The candy cane is like at Christmas time you have the candy canes here. That's the same. But now there's a character here, Mr. Mint, and we have this Lord Licorice. He looks interesting, yeah. And we have Gumdrop, Jolly the Gumdrop. So these are gumdrops. And we have Grandma Nut, Princess Lolly, and my favorite. Yeah, I love Queen Frostine the most. She's my favorite. Queen Frostine. And then King Candy and Gloppy. Yeah. Gloppy looks like he's made out of chocolate, but it says molasses. So I don't know. So this is the Candyland I know from growing up. But there are many more. There's 1999, 50th anniversary, 2002, 2010, 2013, 2014, and 2021. Just last year, a new Candyland came out. So here's the new board for Candyland. Or no, sorry, this is not a board. This is a box. This is the box, the new box for the game. This is the new board. So here's the new Candyland board. The board is very short, right? It's not very long. Like the Candyland that I played was very long, but this one is very short. So anyway, this is Candyland. So to play Candyland, each player has a little character like this. And you need at least two players, two people, right? One person, two people, right? Two people or more. You can have two or more. I think the most is maybe 4 people or 5, but you can just get something else. Instead of using these little characters, you could use, like these are my earbud case. You could use this, and you could put this on the board and move around, or you could use a coin or really anything. But the game comes with four gingerbread men, right? There's a blue one, a green one, a red one, and a yellow one. And you put your piece here at the beginning of the game. And then you use cards. You draw cards to move your player, your pieces. So there are cards that look like this. and they have different colors on them. They have orange, red, purple, blue, yellow, or green on the card. And there are some cards that have just one square, and there are some cards that have two squares. So if you draw, right, if you pick up a card that only has one square, then you only go one square. So, for example, if I draw the orange card, right, and it's one square orange, I start at the beginning and then I go to the next orange. And the orange card is on Rainbow Trail. So when I land here, then I immediately go to the purple space. Yeah. And that means that I've gone and skipped this part, right? I skipped that part and I don't have to go there. I am here now. But let's say I drew a double orange card, then I don't stop here. I have to go to the next orange space, which is down here. So each player, yeah, the blue player, the green player, the red player, each person draws one card and then moves to their space. And then the next person draws one card and moves their spaces. First person to reach King Candy, to reach the end of the game, is the winner. But there are some surprises, right? Surprises along the way. There are these spaces here with a black dot in the center. If you land on this spot, you are stuck. You can't move. You can't go to another square, right? Square, 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 or space, 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 right? You can't go to another space. You can't move to another square until you draw this color again. So if you are on the yellow square with a black dot in the middle, you can't move, you can't go forward until you draw a single yellow or a double yellow again. So here is a yellow dotted square where you get stuck, can't move. And let's see, here is a blue dotted square where you get stuck and you can't move. And here is a red dotted square where you get stuck and you can't move unless you draw the same color square again. So those are some surprises, some bad surprises, right? There are good surprises too. Surprise, right? There's this orange space, yeah, the first time, where you go from here to there, but you don't go this way. Rainbow Trail only goes one direction. And it's the same, right? It's the same with Gumdrop Pass. With Gumdrop Pass, you only go this way. You don't go back down this way, which is good because then you don't go backwards, right? You don't go back. And there are some more surprises, right? There are also these cards here. And each card has a picture, right? A picture of a different character from Candyland. So here we have Queen Frostine, my favorite. Right? My favorite. I love Queen Frostine. And we have Plumpy and Jolly and Princess Lolly, Princess Lollipop, and Mr. Mint, and Grandma Nut. So if you draw these cards, then you go directly to their space on the board. So for Queen Frostine, there's a snowflake. And for Plumpy, there's a plum. For Jolly, there is a gumdrop. For Princess Lollipop, there is a lollipop, a lolly. For Mr. Mint, there's a candy cane. And for Grandma Nut, there's some peanut brittle. Peanut brittle is a kind of candy that has peanuts in it and is crunchy and brittle. It breaks. So when you draw those cards, you're going to move to their square. So let's say that you draw Plumpy, right? Here's Plumpy right here. And here is Plumpy's square. So if you draw that card, then you go right there. If you draw Queen Frostine, my favorite, she is the last special square. There are no other squares, right? There's no squares here or here or here, just hers right there. So if you draw Queen Frostine, then you go right to this spot here. And Queen Frostine is in the ice cream sea. Yeah, that's why I like her. And I also like her because she has a magic wand, right? A big magic, actually it's not a magic wand, it's a staff, right? It's a big long staff or a scepter, and it's magic, and I like that. And she's floating in an ice cream sea. Ice cream. I love ice cream. Do you like ice cream? Yeah, I think that she is the coolest. But the other people are cool too. So Princess Lolly is in the lollipop forest. So there's all these lollipops and gumdrops too. There's little gumdrops here. And Grandma Nut has her own little house with a peanut brittle roof and peanut brittle walls. And here she's out hunting or picking peanuts, right? Little peanuts. And Lord Licorice, I think he looks really cool. I think from the story of the game, Lord Licorice is not very nice, right? So there is a story in the game here, and they talk about what happened. And Lord Licorice, he hid the castle so no one can find where the castle is. So Lord Licorice hid the castle so no one can see it. You and me, we can see it, but the others, they can't. So the boy and the girl have to go and find King Candy's castle. It's a game for kids, right? Now, if you draw Plumpy, but you were going and you were here, for example, and you draw Plumpy, oh, it's bad luck. Then you have to go all the way back to this spot. Yeah. So this game, Candyland, is a game of chance, of luck, right? You're like, oh, please don't let me get a bad card, right? And again, the first person to make it to the end is the winner. All right, so that is my favorite game from when I was a little kid. What do you think? Do you like Candyland? Have you played Candyland before? Let me know in the comments below. And be sure to give this video a thumbs up. The more thumbs up we have, the more people will see these videos. Click the subscribe button below, ring the bell, ding, 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 to get notifications for when I upload the next videos. And join our Patreon. The link is in the description below. Thank you so much, and see you in the next video. Okay, bye.